Hey guys, and welcome to the June 2019 Creativity Tarot readings. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Kayleigh Jean. If you're new to my channel, you are welcome to use these readings for your sun, moon, or your rising signs. So go ahead and check all of them if one of them doesn't resonate. And I just wanted to say to you, thank you so much to everyone who has been supporting my channel. This month, our Inner Workings topic is all about self-love. So if you're somebody who enjoys my channel and you get something beneficial from these readings and you want to support the work that I'm doing here, I am so grateful to you. And you have a couple of options on how to do that. So the Inner Workings topic is going to be posted on Vimeo, and it's going to be posted on the normal donations page. So if you prefer to donate to support my channel through my website, that option is revamped this time. I'm bringing it back. I was just exploring things last month. So you can donate to support this channel if you get something out of these readings and you want to say thank you. And just as an additional gift to you, I create the Inner Workings topic for each month, which is just a place for us to hang out and talk about spiritual topics. And I love hearing from you guys. And this month I am covering self-love, because it's such a buzzword and it's such a big topic, but I wanted to kind of take it deeper, and I wanted to share more intimately about my personal beliefs and my own personal thoughts on the concept of self-love, what it means, and how I measure it in my own life. And I'm also offering a tarot spread to help you connect to your own relationship with yourself. So that's going to be included in the Inner Workings topic. So I hope that if you're interested in supporting my channel, you will check that out. And I also wanted to say that I am going to continue creating the Vimeo extended readings. Have been a really great way for me to go deeper with the general monthly spreads that I do for you every single month. It's just a way for you to watch the deepening of the energies, especially if you feel that the reading is resonating to you. Then watching the extension is probably going to be even more connected to your energy, because these are just general readings, so they're not guaranteed to resonate with everyone every single month. Okay guys, those are my announcements. I will see you in the readings. Okay, Leo, let's go ahead and get into your June reading. As I was tuning into your energy, I was given this impression of someone kind of, it's kind of funny. It was almost like you're an avatar at the beginning of a video game, or even like they were showing me a figurine kind of on the starting point of a game board. And they're making me feel in the meditation like you have everything you need to accomplish the task ahead of you. So there's this kind of impression that I'm getting of you being very prepared, Leo, for what is coming. And this is going to be a particularly strong message for those of you Leos who have maybe some sort of plan or some kind of creative enterprise that you are wanting to create or release or launch coming up in June or even in July or August. There's just a sense of like you're ready to go. You've got everything that you need. And let this be a message of validation for you, Leo, if you've been fearing on some level that you don't have what it takes or that you are somehow not prepared. I feel like it's a good idea. It's always a good idea to take stock of the resources that you have, the skills that you have, everything that could help you and potentially be an advantage on the journey that you are planning for yourself should be taken into account. But I feel for many of you that the message is you have what you need, you are ready, and ultimately, you know what to do and you have the resources. I feel like for many of you, this is going to be an amazing month financially. I feel like if you've positioned yourself, Leo, to take some risks, or if you are jumping off, I want to say, or if you're taking a leap of faith, I feel like you are going to see some really good income. And I also feel like there's a potential for you to have like surprise increases in prosperity, not just in June, but also throughout July and August when after the sun moves into your sign. In July, as particularly, I feel like a lot of financial things can come full circle for you. But it starts now. Like the financial energy that I'm feeling really starts right now. And I feel like things are just going to expand in the most natural way for each of you kind of individually. So it's going to come about in the way that it makes the most sense, in the most practical ways for you. Even if it's surprising, you're going to look back and be like, oh yeah, it kind of makes sense that, I had this improvement in my finances because I did X, Y, and Z actions, during the previous 6 months, but I wasn't sure if it was going to pay off. It's going to pay off, Leo, it's going to pay off. So I'm really excited for you. The other thing that I was getting was very random, and maybe it's for someone out there very specifically, but I was picking up an energy of a friend of yours who is possibly involved in a relationship with someone that you feel really disrespects them, and that there could be some conflict between you and a friend around this topic of this relationship that they're in, and you could be kind of trying to like point out the obvious a little bit, what you feel is obvious. This person that's close to you isn't necessarily seeing those things, or maybe they are in denial and they don't want to see them. But I am picking up the potential for some difficulty in a friendship, particularly with somebody who's very attached to the relationship that they're in, and they just don't want to see how detrimental the relationship is to their sense of self-worth. So if this is the case, Leo, I think that you're doing a really good job. Like the impression that I was getting is that you are doing a good job of communicating to your friend and trying to get through to them, but there's only so much you can do, and we have to remember that everybody has their own free will, and the best thing that you can do is just be honest, be your true self, be authentic, and as much as you have the energy and the patience for it, you can be there for this friend, even though it seems like on some level some of you may be really frustrated because it feels like they're making the same mistake over and over again. You're going to have to decide for yourself how much energy and emotional support you are willing to pour into that friendship, and really ask yourself, is this a friendship that is like has an equality to it? I mean, sometimes we can be there for somebody who's going through a hard time, and then maybe later they kind of solve that issue, and then we ourselves might be going through a hard time, and that friend will step in and be there for us. So just ask yourself if that reciprocity really is present in this friendship, and if it is, then maybe just continue to be loving and continue to be a good friend for this person. You can tell this person, hey, I'm sorry. You know how I feel. I'm protective of you, and I want you to know like that I don't agree with the way that you're being treated in your relationship, but because I feel this way, I don't want to talk about this when we hang out. I would rather just talk about what else is going on in your life and go maybe do fun things together, but just know I'm here to support you, but I just don't have you know how I feel, basically, so I'm not going to repeat myself. You can say something like that to just let the person know that you're there. If the friendship does have a reciprocity to it, if it does have if you get the sense that this is a real, true friend for you, and if not, if this person just is taking more than you think they would probably ever be willing to give to you, then maybe it's time to get a little bit more distance and start connecting with more new people and new faces, or maybe reconnect with some people that you lost touch with. And I'm not saying you have to run anybody out of your life, but just be mindful of the energy that you're putting out. And reciprocity is a universal law. It doesn't just apply to friendships, but all relationships, business partnerships, transactions. Everything is about reciprocity, and any connection, transaction, relationship, interaction that doesn't have that fundamental sense of reciprocity, it's gonna have an expiration date on it. That's just the hard truth. So just keep these things in mind and make your decision based on whatever you're really feeling, Leo. But I feel that you are being a great friend in the situation, so maybe that just came through for you to feel validated and to know that Spirit is acknowledging kind of what you're putting into your interactions. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at your cards. So I'm using the new Palladini Tarot deck for you today. It's a fun new deck for this channel. I'm just going to tune in now. So what's going on with my Leos? Leo. Beautiful, creative, awesome Leos. One more. Okay, so I was just seeing someone surfing, which is interesting. I don't normally get just an image like that. I was seeing somebody on a wave on a surfboard. So there could be something related to surfing that's coming in for a Leo out there or two. But I also feel like that could be just a message for like riding the wave and being in the flow of the positive energy that you've been cultivating for yourself, Leo. So let's take a look. Leo. So we're going to look at your animal spirit guides first. As usual, we've got the fire ant as your path with cheetah as the influence. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Both very fiery energies. There's a lot going on for Leos this month in June. With fire ant being your path, I am seeing that theme of kind of having to work with maybe some other like strong personalities. The fire ant card implies a lot of cooperation, and ants are just creatures that are incredibly strong as well, and they are even stronger in numbers when they cooperate with each other. So what I feel is that for some of you, especially creative Leos, you might be considering working or collaborating with other artists or other business owners somehow, and that may extend beyond June. It could go into this whole kind of summer/winter if you're in the southern hemisphere, the whole upcoming season. You could be making a choice to work with more closely with a group of other people, and you may realize that some of these other people have quite strong personalities as well. They could be other Leos. You could be partnering with another Leo, or you could be partnering with an Aries or Sagittarius person, or somebody who just has maybe a fire moon, for example, or a fire rising, and they also have their own passionate side to them, and that's a big part of what draws you to this individual or this group of individuals. I also just feel that there's a lot of like hot energy around you. So that could mean that there's a lot of opportunity for you, Leo. It could mean that there's striking when the iron's hot, that's a big theme for you. So when you see opportunities coming up for you this month, this is a time to seize them. This is maybe not the most slow-paced month for Leos. You're probably, with the cheetah energy influencing you, you're probably going to be feeling like there's just a lot to do, there's a lot going on. So I would encourage you, if you're listening to this kind of like towards the end of May, this would be a really good time for you to take out your day planner or your monthly planner and really pencil in like your plan for your workflow and your plan for your self-care, and just get some, maybe some stickers or something to make it a little bit fun with your planner, and just write out like the goals that you want to achieve in June, and really take June as kind of like a take charge month, but have a plan, have some structure. Even if you don't stick to it, I think there's a lot of inspirational energy around you at this time, Leo. And I feel like if you want to, for example, do some kind of like a 30-day workout challenge, or if you wanted to practice opening up your psychic centers, on a weekly basis. You want to focus on different chakras or different clairs, like clairvoyance, clairaudience, or clairsentience, these kinds of things. You could structure a little bit of a plan for yourself, a loose plan where it's like, okay, I'm going to do this workout challenge, or I'm going to do some meal planning, or I'm going to work more consistently and committedly on my spiritual development. This is a development month for you. This is a month of improvement. This is a month to take no prisoners. That's what I want to say, is just like, go for it, go all out. That is the energy that I'm seeing. Lots and lots of opportunity. So let's take a look at your cards. So we've got the Last Judgment, the Hermit, the Empress. Wow, all majors. Oh my gosh, look at this, guys. All major arcana cards with the Death card. Then we have the Page of Cups, super sweet, following the Death card. And then we have the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. So beautiful. So I'm loving this reading because I'm seeing a lot of spiritual development. In the first portion of the month, you are probably working with archetypal energies. Some of you Leos may be studying mythology or working with archetypes, psychological archetypes, for example. There's a lot of archetypal influence going on for you. And in some other ways, because the major arcana cards are really the keys of the tarot that express larger energies and larger kind of collective forces within our psyche, you could be seized by some kind of inspiration or some kind of idea that doesn't necessarily come from your personal psyche in the beginning of the month. So you could be dealing with some energies that are kind of bubbling up within you, where you're like accessing the hermit within you, like the inner guide, the inner teacher within you, and really feeling that you're grasping that potential to be a loving guide or a loving shaman or a loving teacher. You could be really embodying that energy. Same with the Empress. You could be really embodying and feeling more embodied in your divine feminine and accessing collective concepts about the goddess nature within each one of us. So I want to just say that there's something about you kind of raising your vibration or becoming a channel for kind of bigger, larger than life frequencies in the first portion of the month. That's what I'm seeing just in terms of the consistency and the flow of having all major cards in the first half of June. The Last Judgment and the Hermit, as you go into the month, shows me, because the Last Judgment is card 20, which is the second to last card of the major arcana, and then the Hermit is the last numbered, not last single digit card, the last single digit card of the major arcana. There's a sense of impending change. There's a sense of you completing a cycle. Nines usually point to an ending or like being at a culmination point. And the Judgment card often does represent this kind of summing up of prior energies and really looking back at everything that you have learned or everything that you've accomplished and seeing it with a fresh perspective and really summing up like what a chapter or a leg of your life has meant for you. So there's a lot of energy of reflection, interestingly, as you go into the month of June. But there's also an immediacy to these cards. The Judgment card and the Death card both have this sense of like immediate or impending change. So there's this summing up or this tying up of the last cycle, and then this change energy that's coming in, combined with these two powerful archetypes, the Empress and the Hermit. So many of you could be working with, because I see both of these archetypes as healing archetypes, some of you could be working on something related to a healing profession, like for example, something related to like natural healing, or even just nursing and things of that nature, acupuncture, or even getting your degree and becoming a doctor or something like that. Some of you could be graduating medical school or finishing an important leg of that journey. Whatever this is, I am getting the sense of you kind of being, again, seized by this larger inspiration about your life path, because these are purpose cards. These are the biggies. The Hermit and the Empress are the big personal mission statements. Like, these are the cards that would kind of represent those. For many people, like, the personal mission statement of the Hermit would be like, I'm going to seek my truth in my own way, and I'm going to live by that truth. Like, I will live and die by, like, my deepest, most unique and authentic path. That would be sort of maybe an appropriate mission statement that the Hermit has, and he would let that take him wherever it needs to take him, whether that's into occult studies or into teaching or into just being a hermit in the woods and having a more of a off the beaten path lifestyle, you know, whatever that looks like for each individual person embodying the Hermit energy, that is what they would bring. And with the Empress, it would be, you know, a life path or a mission related to healing or empathy or embracing compassion or protecting the earth, protecting the environment, protecting women's rights, protecting something that's related to diet and nutrition, preserving truths, or preserving health, you know, for people, helping people manage health and fertility and cycles. These kinds of things would be Empress related. Even just motherhood, not just motherhood. Motherhood's like a massive, massive mission for many people, but I just feel like there's something about your overall like mission in life that's coming through in these cards. But the Death card shows me that you are going to have to accept perhaps like some sort of finality in this realization of whatever your mission is, Leo. One thing that I want to say about this with the Death card is sometimes it can represent transitions. For example, I look at even birth as a kind of death, because birth is representing like the shedding of kind of like your, I don't know if I would say shedding, but trading in like a purely kind of ephemeral reality and then entering into like physical reality. And then, you know, physical death once you've been in physical reality for a while is a similar transition, but it's the opposite. So what I would say is that sometimes when you're bringing something from one dimension into another, you're going to lose a little bit in translation, and you're going to have to make peace, just like every creative person. You're going to have to make peace with the idea that what you're bringing in may not look exactly how you imagined it, but that doesn't matter, because the image that you have or the vision that you have for yourself, Leo, that is your guiding post. But what actually gets birthed through you, through your creative work or through your work with your lifestyle or your career or with your relationships, that is really like what is coming into being. And the perfection lies in the imperfection. A lot of times when we're bringing something new into existence, sometimes the things that we do on purpose don't translate as well as the things that we do on accident. And so I want you to just embrace the idea of whatever's coming through in your life. It's being okay to be imperfect, or it's being okay to kind of not look exactly as you imagined. But we see a lot of creative energy and potential here. So a lot of like powerful personal energy in the first part of the month of June, which leads to a lot of brass tacks results and solutions and opportunities in the second part of the month, because we have Page of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So for you, Leo, since this Queen of Wands is a fire card, it could be representing your energy, but I feel like the Page of Cups is also connected to you in some way. It could be an aspect of you, like your inner child. It could also be a child near you who inspires you, but there's some kind of like fresh energy. I'm really also picking up this Page of Cups as a creative opportunity or a creative fresh start. So the Queen of rods or wands in this deck is coming through as a woman with a paintbrush, or like a person with a paintbrush, whether you're male or female, and you are seeing the vision of your painting that you want to do next. And the Page of Cups represents that creative, like tender, innocent, powerful inspiration that's coming to you personally, like it's yours, it's your inspiration, Leo. So I see you creating something, especially around the 3rd week of June. I feel that you're going to be very inspired, and I feel that whatever you're working on is going to really start to come to life. By the last week of June, we have the Ace of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So some of you could be receiving some sort of an opportunity related to work or career. That's the first way that we can read this, because the Ace of Cups is, the aces represent like opportunities, things that we can take advantage of, but we don't necessarily have to. And if we do take advantage of them, we would have to do the work to grow that opportunity into something that we would hope for it to become. So it requires a lot of participation on our part when we get an ace. And here the Ace of Cups could be symbolizing a new opportunity in the area of your art or your creativity or in your business. It could be coming through from a man with the King of Pentacles, or an earth sign person, somebody who is very mature in this field, or who has a lot of experience, or who has connections, because this is a king, so he's quite advanced in his usage and his skill sets with the Pentacle realm. So there's possibly an opportunity coming through with a King of Pentacles type person, or a King of Pentacles type situation, like the opportunity for creating some sort of stability or some sort of long-term benefits. This could also be about love, because this is the Ace of Cups. It can be about receiving some kind of invitation or some sort of interest coming to you from a Pentacle type person. It could be a man or a woman, but it would be somebody who maybe has more serious intentions, because their energy is coming through very pentacly. So they could be someone who wants to maybe go on a date with you or get to know you if you're single and you're open to a relationship. This would probably be somebody who has genuine intentions with the Ace of Cups, and somebody who is wanting to see where this could go, and they have a long view plan for you, Leo. Like they might be looking at you and being like, wow, I really like this, Leo. Like, I wonder if we're going to get married, or, you know, like, and you might be like, I don't know if I'm ready to think about that. But it just, this person, like this energy feels very much like it's focused on you, because it sees some kind of opportunity with you. So this, like I said, this could be coming through in the area of relationships, but it could also be coming through in career and the creative sector as well. So really beautiful month overall. I see the first half of June, it just feels like there's a lot of big ideas coming through. You might feel a little restless, and you might feel like you don't know how to take advantage or harness all of this big energy, but don't hesitate or feel discouraged if you are experiencing that, because that inspiration in the first half of the month is really lining you up to take full advantage of possibly some like real grounded creative manifestations in your career sector, and possibly also in your love life. So the last part of June feels like things are gonna get a little interesting when it comes to opportunities. You're going to have some decisions to make. And I'm not saying that every decision is, like every offer is the right one, or every person that you might date is the right person to date. But I do see that there's some good things, you know, for you to consider. So it looks good. Okay, Leo. So I'm just going to get you guys your clarity cards for the extension reading. Sorry for Maya, she's barking. Leo, Leo, Leo. And so with these extension readings, I'm really just looking for more information. I'm also looking for kind of like the outcomes of the weeks, and then I'm also looking at a relationship spread down here. I'm using the central cross of the Celtic cross, so the two cards crossing each other, to get a sense of your energy, Leo, the other person's energy, and how they may be feeling about the situation, and then the energy of potential that lies between you. So we're going to be looking into that. And I'm going to get you guys your Soul Trees Oracle message. And a message from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Here we go. And I wanted to include this little deck. It's a card deck. It's a playing card deck, but it has quotes on it from Bob Ross, and I find that these are so accurate and beautiful when it comes to readings for creatives. Oh my gosh, I just love him so much. And so I'm going to pull this for you guys, and I'll look at this one right now. Okay. So so it says, just let go and fall like a little waterfall. So this is really sweet. And again, it feels to me like it's kind of mirroring the energy of what came through in the meditation for you about having everything that you need, Leo. You're prepared, and so really just let yourself go. Let yourself fall into the situations that are surrounding you this month. I'm just going to turn over these extra clarity cards. Wow, we have the Hermit coming up again with the Eight of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Page of Pentacles, High Priestess, Seven of Wands. Wow, Queen of Wands coming up again with the Two of Cups and the Eight of Cups. And we have the Ten of Swords, Ace of Wands, and King of Wands. Showing up in your energy, we have the Eight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. This is a significant person in your life or a situation. We have the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Wands coming up between you. We've got Compassion and Imagine from your oracles. So I can't wait to get into the rest of this reading, Leo. I hope that you enjoyed your general monthly reading for June, and thank you so much for being here. I just want to say every single month I really enjoy reading for you, Leos, and you're always just so enlightening and inspiring to me, so thank you for being here, and I hope you have an amazing month in June. Take care of yourself. Remember, you have everything that you need. You are ready. You're doing amazing, and everything is going to be okay, so just enjoy the process and relax and take care of yourselves this month. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Bye, Leos.